So the textbook definition of traffic engineering and management is the process of designing and managing the safe and efficient movement of people and goods on the road network. I want to unpack different parts of that definition. Designing and management is what you do as a traffic engineer. Why we do it is to make the network safe and efficient. And who we do it for is moving people and goods. Notice that's not vehicles or cars, it's people who are within those vehicles or on that bicycle or goods inside that truck. This diagram is going to give a bit of a perspective of how the different pieces of engineering and management fit together. Above it all sits a policy framework in your city or country, a set of objectives or policy goals that sets the big picture for what we want from the transport system. That might be goals around safety, efficiency, or sustainability. And down at the coalface, you have the traffic engineer's design toolkit, all the pieces of the design of the road system, intersections, signage, speed humps, etc., all the physical design things that make the system what it is. Now, those components alone can't meet those policy goals and objectives. On their own, they act somewhat blindly, you might say. To bridge the two, we have management frameworks, things like local area traffic management, traffic impact analysis, network operation plans, or freeway management. And we'll talk about each one of these towards the end of the semester in particular. But those management frameworks are what turns the physical design and operational tools of a traffic engineer into something that can meet the objectives agreed on by the community and decision makers. But how do we go about doing that? Well, traffic engineering and management can be considered a process. So you start with a plan that hopefully is sitting in some kind of policy context, as mentioned on the previous slide. And you use that plan to design parts of a system, a road corridor, a network, etc. Then it goes, when you finish the design, it operates, and hopefully you're paying attention and monitoring to see how it's going. Because the design doesn't always work, and sometimes things change. Roads, cities, they're always evolving. Perhaps a solution that worked decades ago doesn't work anymore, the population's grown too much, etc. Or a design that seemed like a good idea turns out to have specific flaws in the safety. So you go back and you do it all again. You redesign the area. Maybe you change the operations. It doesn't have to be physical design. It could be changing how the signals work, for example. You operate it again, and you keep monitoring and hoping that the system improves over time. So it's a living and breathing process that never really stops because, well, cities and towns and roads, they never stop changing.